Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to 30 Days of Sketches, round 9. And thank you, Christy at Christy's Beautiful Life, for putting this all together for us. Today we are using a sketch by Tracy Reed, and it has 6 smaller photos on it. I am going to be cutting my photos down as well and making those fit. I have these photos of my husband and Noah. We were at a beach house that we stayed at for Mother's Day last year, and they are looking down from the hallway that was like, it's a tri-level area, but they're looking down on the kitchen from the hallway above. And I just thought it was cute because they're just like, I don't know, being sweet with each other. And so I thought I would go ahead and document that. And I really like that the photos don't have a lot of color in them because it allowed me to kind of choose whatever I wanted to choose to work with. So I chose this paper. I want to say it's from Craft Consortium, but I could be wrong on that. But I really like this wood grain that has some green in it. And so I thought that was like a lot of fun. And so I am going to go ahead and use that paper. And then I'm going to pull in some more green and some other like white and stuff for colors. So I am going to back everything with white. The photos did print out on my selfie printer with a white border, but because I trimmed them all down in size, I have to add my white border back. So I have really grown to like the white border since the selfie prints it with it, and so I'm so used to seeing it that way. I went ahead and added it right back to it by using this 4.5 by 6.5 inch paper that you can get from Hobby Lobby. It's a photo mat stack, and it comes 100 sheets in a container or in a package, and I think it's $5.99 or $4.99 for a pack. Let's see here. Okay, it's $5.99. And it like I said, it's 4.5 by 6.5, and I don't feel like I'm wasting a lot of cardstock, white cardstock, by using up 12 by 12 for this purpose. So it is perfect. And again, it's the Hobby Lobby brand that I'm using. So I have 5 photos, it looks like. Boy, I thought I had 6, but I guess I have 5. Nope, I have 6. Nope, I have 5. No, I have 6. I'm going to go back and forth here. It looks like the 6th one. Oh no, I was measuring the fifth photo to see what size I needed to make the spot where the 6th one would normally fit. That's what I was doing there. Hence my confusion. I did these quite a while back, and I have edited them and just hadn't had time to voice them. And so if it seems like I don't know what I am doing, that is why. It just took me a little bit to get there. So now I have this wood grain in green, and I'm going to use that. I believe this is from a stack or a pad of papers. I want to say from Michael's. It was either Michael's or no, it's probably from Tuesday Morning, actually, because I haven't bought a pad from Michael's in ages. Anyway, it was like an outdoor type pad, and I really wanted the center part of it because the green is brighter in the center than it is around the edges. So that is why I basically gutted that paper and used it. I didn't want the really distressed edges showing up. So I am going to layer up some papers for my photos to sit upon, and the sketch is actually a relatively simple sketch. But there's so much that you can do with it if you really kind of use your imagination between kind of figuring out how you can step it up with either some stamping or some stitching or whatever. I am going to just do some distressing because I really like the distressed look of that background paper. So that is what I chose to do. I do think I actually do a little bit of stitching as well. I was at a retreat when I did this, and somebody had their sewing machine there, so I went and borrowed it. So I'm pretty sure I do a little bit of stitching also. For some reason, I cannot find my distress tool, so I'm using my scissors. So I don't know if it's floating around here just not put back where it belonged, or if I knocked it off of my desk and into my trash can, and it's gone for good. But it seems like I might be ordering a new one pretty soon here if I don't find it before too long. So in that sketch, it does have what looks like a Polaroid finish on one of those photos. I'm ignoring that. I'm also ignoring that there is a sixth photo, pardon me, and I am using that area for my title rather than doing the long title at the top. It just worked out better for me because the title that I want to use is You're Fabulous, and it is an acrylic piece from Color Cast Designs in that nice bright lime green. And so it's stacked up in a way that really didn't lend itself to being used across the top as in the sketch. So I thought it fit well where that extra photo was supposed to be. So I kind of took the Polaroid look away, but added a title in its place. Well, in opposite where it was supposed to be anyway. So I am inking up things in walnut stain. That is my actual favorite brown to ink with. I like it. I know a lot of people really like to use vintage photo, but the vintage photo looks more orange. It has an oranger finish to my eye than the walnut stain, and my walnut stain is not super juicy, so it doesn't go on really dark and bold. So it works well for this. Now I decided I wanted a little bit more of a distress finish, and I wanted some chunks taken out of that third, I guess it's the third layer, the second layer of photos, of paper, the middle layer of the paper. And that also has like a green grid on it. And I am taking out some chunks behind the background paper, and I'm filling it in with that same paper that I use as the middle layer, just to bring that in again. And I don't need a big, like a whole sheet of it. I just want some to peek in from underneath these little areas where I'm kind of chewing up the edge. So I like how that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. I don't really need the whole piece, and you're going to see here that I just use a tiny bit of it to fill it in. I kind of feel like I might have needed to make those little notches a little bit bigger. So that's what I was doing there. I'm just using my liquid adhesive so that it holds well, and I don't have to kind of worry about how far out my ATG is going to leave the adhesive, because I cut those pieces pretty small. And so that works well. They just kind of peek, and it looks even more distressed than it already was, and I like how that looks. So it's fun. And there's that You're Fabulous piece. Now the area either above or below, wherever I decide to put that piece, is going to be where I intend to do my journaling. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit more. I pulled out some dies from Close to My Heart. They are tab dies, and I pulled in a little bit of the green paper that I used on yesterday's layout, and I am creating some tabbed interests. And there you can see some of those dies from from Close to My Heart. The heart one is not one of them, but the tabs were. I will create or put a link down below so that you can find those if that's something that you're interested in. And then I do like to use more than one tab. Usually I kind of like layer them up. So I'm going to pull in some black. And I thought that was a good option because my husband's shirt is black, and I believe Noah is also wearing a black sweatshirt. So I thought those were good, was a good option so that it would just kind of play on that. And it needed something a little bit darker in this layout just to ground everything. So I do believe I take those over to the sewing machine and I put some green stitching on them. So we're going to see that hopefully in the close-ups. I did use a label die to create the label that is right above the title there. I think that's from the same set. Now you didn't get to see the stitching on camera because like I said, it was somebody else's machine, and I actually don't usually even show it on my own machine because it's really hard to get my camera to where it would pick that up. That's something I need to play with a little bit more. But what I'm doing here is the bobbin thread. If you pull that, give it a little tug on the back side, it will pull the thread from the front side back through, and you can then tape it down so that it doesn't come unraveled, which works well for me because I don't really like a lot of string hanging around on my layouts. And then I did the same thing with the tabs, but the green one I used a black thread, and then the black one I used a lime green thread. And I don't mind too much if there's a little bit of string hanging off of those. I just don't want it hanging off the corners of my layout. So, but even still, I almost always will tuck any excess little string in. That's just my own little style, I guess. I don't know. Probably because I like things neat and tidy. I did use a little bit of liquid adhesive to kind of hold some stuff down. So to make sure that it doesn't unravel any more than it already is. So that little piece was a green sticker from the Amy Tangerine Brave and Bold collection, and I think it says hi, but I put it onto some white cardstock because it's a clear sticker and it wasn't showing up very well on top of that black. So I wanted to make it a little bit more bold by adding it to the white. And I'm doing the same thing here with another sticker that I'm going to use over by the 2 tabs on the left hand side. I think it's an arrow if I remember correctly. Oh, maybe it's a star. Like I said, I did these, it is a star. I did these layouts quite a while ago while I was at a retreat, and I am just now getting around to voicing them like several weeks later, so I apologize if it seems like I don't know what I'm talking about or what I did. I did pull out some Mr. Huey's in Shine, which is silver, and I am just splattering that around a little bit. And same with this Heidi Swap Color Shine. I believe that's called Citron. I could be totally wrong on that, but I think that's what it's called. And you know what? It's not even handy for me to look at to tell you it. Oh, maybe it is. Yep, it's called Citron. And so I'm just adding a little bit of splatters to kind of finish off the 2 little embellishment areas. I'm going with that diagonal look there. And I'm not going to do a whole lot more beyond that. Keeping this one fairly simple, and I really like the way that it looks. I did pop the star up onto some foam. I'm popping this little arrow up onto some foam just to give some added dimension to the layout. And I will add some journaling strips underneath where it says "You're fabulous." Now I'm just going to cut some strips of paper rather than writing directly on the paper, just to add some movement and again, more interest. I don't necessarily need the writing to be perfectly straight underneath where it says "You're fabulous." And I thought a little bit of a tilt to some of those word strips would work well, because my tabs also have a little bit of a tilt to them. So I am just writing about how they are looking down on us into the kitchen, and it was Mother's Day weekend. Very simple, nothing, no crazy story here or anything like that. Just a simple, fun layout about some cute photos. And I don't have a ton of photos of my husband with Noah. I mean, I have some, but I don't have a ton. And so I just thought this was a sweet moment to document. So on that note, the close-ups are coming up in just a few seconds here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, as always, leave those down below. It might take me a little bit of time to get back to you if you leave a comment, but I do read every single one and I do respond. So just give me a little bit of time and I would be happy to do that. Thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoy this series and that you continue sticking with us for the remainder of 30 Days of Sketches. And don't forget to check out everyone else playing along. All the links are down below in my description box for you. I will see you guys again tomorrow with another video. Bye-bye.